One document that you're going to use all the time, it'll become second nature for you to create this document, is going to be your profit and loss statement. A profit and loss statement is also known as your income statement. It's a financial report that provides a summary of the company's revenues, costs, and expenses over a specific period of time, usually a quarter, but you will provide a profit loss statement to your CPA or whoever's doing your taxes at the end of the year. This statement shows the company's total revenue, which includes sales of goods and services, and deducts the cost of expenses of operating the business, such as the cost of goods sold, salaries, rent, and utilities. The resulting figure is the company's net income or net loss for that period. And I'll go through this in the last slide, but the purpose of the P&L statement is to provide investors, analysts, and other stakeholders with an understanding of a company's financial performance over a specific period of time. It helps to assess the company's profitability, identify trends in revenue and expenses, and evaluate the effectiveness of the company's operations and management. It determines your overall company's financial health. You will need your profit and loss statement along with your business plan if you are applying for loans and credit cards of substantial value, or if you're looking to gain investors. Now, there is a template for your profit and loss statement that's included. That is a Google Sheet. However, here are the steps for creating a profit and loss statement. So the first is going to be determining your reporting period. And that is going to be either the month, the quarter, or a year, depending on your needs of the business. The next step is to list all resources of the revenue for the reporting period. This could be sales revenue, interest income, and all other types of income. Once all the revenue sources have been listed, you're going to calculate the revenue for the reporting period. After that, you're going to list expenses for the reporting period. This could be your salaries and wages, rent, utilities, and all other operating expenses that you paid. Once all the expenses have been listed, you're going to calculate the total expenses for that period. And then from there, you're going to subtract the total expenses from the total revenue, so how much money you made minus how much money you spent, and that is going to be the net income for that reporting period. If expenses are greater than the revenue, then it'll be a net loss, so if you paid more than you earned. Once the profit and loss statement has been prepared, review and analyze the results. This can help identify areas where the company is doing well and areas that you need improvement in. I generally have my CPA run this for me every month so I can determine the financial health of each of my businesses. A few tips or recommendations that I would make for creating your P&L is going to be, be accurate and detailed. It's important to be accurate and detailed when creating your profit and loss statement, so make sure that all revenue sources and expenses are listed and accurately calculated, meaning do you have the receipts for everything? Next is you're going to use accounting software. Again, I recommend QuickBooks. This is going to make it extremely easy to set up a profit and loss statement. Literally in QuickBooks, you go to reports, profit loss statement, you pick your time period, and boom, it has your profit loss statement. We're all ready for you to go. I also recommend that you compare your profit and loss statement to your previous period. So if it's you going quarter to quarter or month to month, compare it to the last month or the last quarter or the last year. This can help you identify trends and patterns in the company's financial performance. The only way to identify trends is to compare the different time periods. Last is going to be use industry benchmarks. This is going to help you identify areas where the company may be lagging behind your competitors. So, if there are certain benchmarks that your competitors are reaching and you're not, the P&L statement is a great way to figure out what those are and how you can reach those benchmarks to stay competitive. So I wanted to take a second to go through the profit loss statement with you. Now, this is what the template looks like that I sent you. I highly recommend that you think about, or at least consider, getting a software program like QuickBooks. But starting from the top, we're going to have our revenue. So that's going to be all of the money that your company generated. Then the cost of sales. So, how much did it cost you to actually get that customer? And that could be through the use of advertising, things like that. You want to put a total here, and then you're going to break down the cost of sales through things like your operating expenses. So these are the things that cost you, to operate your business and to actually generate sales leads. Research and development is also really important because it is a crazy tax deductible. And that basically means, what are you doing? What is your business doing to make a product that solves a better problem, or solves a problem more efficiently, rather? So are you doing any research? Are you developing prototypes? Are you doing anything in the R&D sphere? Next, we're going to have general and administrative. And again, these are going to be summaries for the pay period. As it relates to taxes, this will be either fiscal year, so from October 1st to October 1st, or calendar year, January 1st till December 31st. And then all of your other expenses, your general administrative, your, other expenses, including rent, utilities. If you have a home office, that's also something that you'll want to add to here. Keep in mind, this is not all encompassing. You will have to add whatever is applicable to your business. Now, there is a formula that will add this stuff up for you and will give you your totals. Now, your taxes and things along those lines, you should rely on your accountant for this. But if you happen to know, how much you paid in income taxes, payroll taxes, things like that, you can go ahead and add that. If you're selling a product, you'll also want to add your sales taxes. And what this will do is this will, exactly what this formula says. It will take your revenue, subtract all your expenses and taxes, and give you what your net profit is. And you'll work with your CPA to determine, what exactly you're paying yourself. If you're a W-2 employee, then you're going to be covered under the payroll taxes, and that'll be an additional line item on what's called your Schedule C if you're an LLC, or another line item on your personal taxes if you are not an incorporated business.